Get ready for a Saturday full of entertainment and education. Watch Chef Alex as he cooks and bakes his favorite dishes. Join our aquarium hobbyist as he shares his passion for tropical fish. Come along with me as I hit the bowling alley. Saturday Live has something for everyone. Tune in for a great time. Don't forget to follow us on social media for more updates and behind-the-scenes content.
Hello? Yes?
Man, I got all the flavor bitches say I'm delicious. I'ma have all you motherfuckers laying it.
It ain't easy being cheesy.
So these are about 5 minutes into cooking, and look how delicious they look. They look just like a bakery style cookies. Really, really good.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy Saturday, everyone! Welcome to Saturday Live with American Alex Cardinale. I'm your host, the one and the only American Alex Cardinale. And boy, what a show I have in store for you tonight. Sergeant Slaughter is here, and Sarge has some facts on Kit Kat. I have a major announcement to make that's going to start tonight's show. Chef Alex is here, and Chef Alex is going to give out a delicious chocolate chip cookie recipe and discuss the history of chocolate chips. Our special guest is author of Fish Keeping for Kids, Brian Conway. Aqua Alex is going to discuss the Motoro Stingray, funny videos, and so much more. You're going to enjoy this episode of Saturday Live. As always, I encourage you to participate in today's show. Do you have any questions you'd like for me to answer? Post them in the comments. Do you have thoughts you want to share on tonight's topics? Post them in the comments. And do you have any cooking questions for Chef Alex to answer later on in the show? Post them in the comments. All right, so let's get to our first segment, which is American Alex Asks You. And these are questions that you can post your answers to in the comments.
Welcome to Saturday Live. You are encouraged to be part of the show. You can be part of the show by posting questions in the comments or in the chat if you are watching live. Post any questions you want. If you need help cooking dinner this weekend, Chef Alex will answer your cooking questions. You can also be part of the show by answering American Alex questions. Simply post your answers in the comments and we will go over your answer later in the show. Here are the questions. 1. Do you prefer shopping online or shopping in person? 2. What is your favorite thing about YouTube? Q3, what is the best video you've seen on YouTube and the worst? Enjoy the show and be sure to post answers in comments.
All right, so those are the questions that you can answer in the comments. Those questions again are, do you prefer shopping online or shopping in person, and why? What is your favorite thing about YouTube? And what is the best video you've seen on YouTube, and the worst? Later on in the show, we are going to go over your answers. All right, let's start the show with a bang, a major announcement. Earlier this week, I announced that I have a major announcement to make on tonight's show, and I am really excited to share this announcement with all of you. All right, so as you guys know, I've been doing YouTube for over 9 years. And in the 9 years of doing YouTube, I have had a blast. I've made a lot of great friends. I've got a lot of great audience members, but I really haven't made any money here on YouTube. And with this announcement, I am hoping to change that. I figured this announcement would come maybe next year or the year after that, but I'm very excited to announce that we are ready to launch this, and I'm very, very excited for it. So, my special announcement, my breaking news announcement, is that American Alex Cardinale is now on the Locals app. The Locals app is a very cool app that allows YouTube content creators like myself to make some money. Now, it essentially is for smaller content creators, you know, those with maybe 16,000 subs and they don't have a huge following and they're not monetized on YouTube, where it allows people like me to become monetized through an entirely different app. So I am happy to announce that I, American Alex Cardinale, am now on the Locals app, and you, my audience members, can subscribe to my Locals app. Now, I know some of you who are new to YouTube might be wondering, what exactly is the Locals app? Well, with features like live streaming, with chat, community feeds and posts, and content libraries for video and audio, the Locals app is a all-in-one solution to interact with the content you love while directly supporting the independence of the communities and creator crowdfunding site. It started in 2008 from the advertising and views model adapted by traditional social media in favor of a paywall approach that provides several benefits for both creators and consumers, according to interviews. So that's what the Locals app is. Now I'm going to tell you what you can expect on the Locals app. So from me, American Alex Cardinale, on Locals, you can expect content that you won't see here on my YouTube channel. On my Locals app, I'm going to post special videos that will not make it to YouTube. So I might do some music live streams, playing some hit songs, and special videos on YouTube. I have local fish store tours, cooking and baking videos. So if you want to see me, Chef Alex in the kitchen, I'm going to be doing cooking and baking videos on my Locals app. Chef Alex is also going to host a cooking Q&A, and there will be a once-a-week live stream exclusive only to the Locals app. So on the Locals app, you're going to get content that you won't see here on my YouTube channel. You'll get local fish store tours, cooking and baking videos, a cooking Q&A, and a once-a-week live stream that is exclusive to the Locals app. So, in order to get access to all that, you need to subscribe. Subscriptions start at $15 per month. But the video content I upload on my Locals app will be professional, edited, and well worth it. And as I stated before, will not be anywhere else on the web except the Locals app. So the standard support is $15 per month, and this includes writing posts, viewing and posting comments, access to all exclusive content, live chats, and access to content library. This price is for regular monthly renewal subscriptions or for a one-time, 1-month support. So if you subscribe to my Locals app for $15, you'll get content that you won't see on your here on YouTube, fish store tours, cooking and baking videos, and once a week live streams that are exclusive to the Locals app. But if you want to become a premium supporter, which is $20, you get everything in standard, plus the ability to direct message me on the Locals app and appear as a guest on my YouTube channel, or you can host your own show on my YouTube channel. That is just $20 a month if you wanted to do that. I think that's a pretty cool thing. Now, if you just want to watch one of my live streams available only on the Locals app, then there will be a one-time access fee for a live stream, which will be $10. So I'm proud to announce that my Locals app launches 1 week from Tuesday, and the Locals app for American Alex Cardinale launches on Tuesday, August 1st, 2023. Now, because of our launch, I am going to give the first 5 people to sign up a 1-month free trial. That's right. The first 5 people to sign up to my Locals app are going to get a 1-month free trial. So to get the 1-month free trial, simply use the code AACAUG23. That's AACAUG23. And you'll get a free trial, a 1-month free trial of the Locals app. The next free trial for my Locals app will be at Christmas. So take advantage while you can. The Locals app is going to launch 1 week from this Tuesday, and I will have more information, including the launch of my Locals app, on next week's episode of Saturday Live. Now, if Locals sounds like too much for you, then I do have another crowdfunding website you can support me at, and that is buymeacoffee.com/American Alex Cardinale. So I figured, I've been on YouTube for 9.5 years now. Might as well try to get some support from my supporters and my audience members. So maybe I'll try a crowdfunding site. But I want to give something back to you. I just don't want to take your money. So that is why I decided to join Locals. And someone told me about Locals, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. So I don't know if this is going to be a bust, but it definitely is a sink or swim situation for me. So I definitely am going to work my ass off. All right. What a great way to start the show. That was our breaking news segment for this week. All right, let's get to our next segment, and it is the return of Keeping It Real with Alex Cardinale. So I have nothing to rant about this week, but I've got some motivational things for you that I want to share with you here on tonight's episode of Saturday Live. So here is the first thing. Now on the screen, you are going to see two types of snakes. You are going to see a python and you're going to see a king cobra. Now both of these snakes are very vicious and they are killers. The king cobra kills by venom and the python kills by strangulation. So imagine these are two types of evil people. You've got someone that asphyxiates others, and you've got someone that does venomous things to people. So, for example, some smother people with ego, and they feel better than others, and the others end up poisoning with rumors and things like that. So imagine this picture of these two snakes as humans. And here's the story of this. The python suffocated the king cobra while the king cobra bit it. Both snakes died, one from asphyxiation and the other from venom. And that is how people destroy each other. Friendships end, relationships end, and families end up decimating themselves because one always wants to be better than the other. Some smother people with their ego of superiority, and others end up poisoning with gossip, envy, and deceit until they destroy each other. So instead of suffocating or poisoning each other, let's choose love, compassion, loyalty, and honesty. And I'm sure we will all live a better life. Well, our next subject for Keeping It Real with Alex Cardinale is this shirt. And this shirt says it all because it fits me to a T. I don't need sex. The government fucks me every day. And that is 100% true. You can take that to the bank because it is not a lie. I get fucked by the government of the United States every day. Just like yesterday, I had a job interview at a place that I really thought I was really qualified for. I had all the qualifications that it wanted, but for whatever reason, I got fucked and I didn't get hired. They chose someone else for the position. But hey, that's life. Like I said, I don't need sex. The government fucks me every day. All right. And finally, we have this image that I wanted to share with you. What is something that is clearly a scam, but it is so normalized that most people don't ever notice? Well, this is a question, really, and you can post your answers on what you think it is in the comments. But for me, it's the scams that happen on Facebook. It's the people that claim that you've won a grant or you've won some money or that you can work for a real estate agent by posting real estate ads on Facebook. Some people are dumb to fall for it. I was. Mostly the senior citizen population fall for it, especially the grants. There are a lot of people texting you saying, oh, you've won a grant. Newsflash for you. The United States of American government does not just hand out grants to just about anyone. You have to have a valid reason for why the government is going to invest in you and give you a grant. They're not just going to give you several $1,000s. So that should be a red flag right there. And the people claiming that they're going to give you a grant, all they want is your social security number, your bank information, and your address, because they are either going to steal your identity, or if you're someone that's rich, they're going to take all the money out of your account. And when they steal your identity, they're going to get a loan off of your name, or even worse, if you have a good credit, they'll probably buy a house, buy a store, or even a car with your credit. So to all the senior citizens out there, and pretty much everyone on Facebook, be aware of the scams that are going around. So that is this week's Keeping It Real with Alex Cardinale. It's very sad that some of this stuff actually does happen in real life. All right, now it's time for some fun here on Saturday Live. It's time to go bowling. Let's see how I bowled this past Thursday. Man, do we really have to talk about it?
Oh my God.
Well, truth be told, this week I did not bowl well. I was so disappointed with how I bowled. To make things worse, the lanes that we were on were terrible. They were dry, and it was hard to get a good throw pattern. And also, it was hard for me to film. But thank God I didn't film because I bowled like crap. So this past Thursday, I had an average of 107 heading in. So in game 1, I got 71 pins. Game 2, I got 86 pins. So I'm very ashamed of my first 2 games this past week. But in game 3, I made up for it, and I beat my average. In game 3, I got 113. So game 1, 71, game 2, 86, and game 3, 113, for a total of 270 pins. What a disappointment, because the week prior, I beat my average all 3 games. So in total, I got 7 spares and 2 strikes. So I'm disappointed in how I bowled this past Thursday. But hey, you're going to have a bad week every now and then. I just hope not to make an occurrence of it. So hopefully next Thursday, I will bowl much better. And next Thursday, for Saturday Live, I will have a video for you. Now let's talk about my favorite sports team, my favorite Major League Baseball team, the New York Yankees.
X gon' give it to you. Wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. The non-stop pop-up, stay still. No heart getting busy with it. I got such a good heart that I think the motherfuckers will hit it. Yeah, damn right, and I'll do it again. Yeah, I am Alex, and I got to win it.
This is 161st Street, Yankee Stadium.
All right, so right now, it's time to talk about the New York Yankees. Let's see how the Yankees did this week. Last Sunday, the Yankees suffered a loss as the Rockies beat the Yankees 8-7. Then this Monday, the Yankees started a series against the Angels. On Monday, July 17th, the Angels beat the Yankees 4-3. The Angels beat the Yankees on Tuesday 5-1, and this past Wednesday, the Angels beat the Yankees 7-3. So the Angels did a 3-game sweep on my Yankees this week. Boo. This past Friday, the Yankees beat the Royals. So yesterday, the Yankees got a victory. They beat the Royals 5-4. And today, the Yankees beat the Royals 5-2. So at least the Yankees were able to have 2 victories this week after suffering, 5 losses. So after suffering 5 losses, the Yankees were able to get 2 victories this week. Hopefully next week, the Yankees will have a better record. Tomorrow, the Yankees finish their series with the Royals. They have Monday off, and then the Yankees host the Subway Series on Tuesday, July 25th through Wednesday, July 26th. The Yankees will host the New York Mets, and on Friday, July 28th through Sunday, July 30th, the Yankees will travel to Baltimore to take on the Baltimore Orioles. So that is the Yankee schedule for this upcoming week. So that is sports for this episode of Saturday Live with American Alex Cardinale. Let's get to our one and only topic for this week before we head to social studies class. Tonight's topic is what makes a good YouTube channel and my favorite YouTube channels. So let's start with, in my opinion, what makes a good YouTube channel. All right, so one thing that makes a YouTube channel good is a clear proposition. All the best YouTube channels offer a clear and simple reason to subscribe by the topics covered, the style of the videos, and the name of the channel itself. It should be very simple for a viewer to work out what's in store for them if they click subscribe. You can do this by explaining in your channel description what topics you discuss, do different video styles for different topics, etc. Like how I do my YouTube channel. In my channel description, I have the topics that I discuss: aquariums, cooking, baking, wrestling, crime, and everything in between. And I do a different presentation for each of my shows. That helps a lot because you don't want any of your shows to seem similar. Now, YouTube channels work best when the content is exclusively focused on a certain idea or theme bigger than the business. Subscribe to our YouTube channel because it is our company's channel is not a strong value proposition. Subscribe to our YouTube channel because you'll receive the best content on X topic in an enjoyable format is. So the first thing to do in order to build a YouTube channel is to define your value proposition. What are you creating? Who are you creating it for? The more specific, concrete, and focused your answers are, the better. Also, make sure that your YouTube channel has all killer content and no filler. The best YouTube channels are lean and mean, without superfluous or low-quality content. Not only does this mean ensuring everything that you publish on YouTube is consistently meeting a high creative standard, it also means ensuring everyone or everything on the channel is relevant for a new user discovering your channel without prior knowledge of you, your brand, or your products. Use the featured section on your channel to your advantage. When you arrive on a YouTube channel for the first time, you'll typically browse the home page. This is where you expect to see videos organized into playlists based on either media type or topic. YouTube allows you to include 12 featured sections, which can be playlists, other channels, subscription links, and live streams. Now, playlists should allow you to watch episodes from an episodic series in order. They should allow you to go through all the content of a certain media type, for example, interviews or demos. And you should be able to understand the essence of what the channel has to offer at first glance. Ever since I started using playlists, my views have increased. Your YouTube channel homepage is like a storefront for your YouTube videos. Put the best stuff on display and make it easy for people to get around. Have good thumbnails. Having good thumbnails is key. And make sure you have good titles, but be wary of using clickbait. Using clickbait titles can lead to so many dislikes on your videos. And that, in my opinion, is what makes a good YouTube channel. So if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, that could be very beneficial for you. All right. Now, I want to talk about my favorite YouTube channels. Now, I used to watch YouTube more when I was not a content creator. But now, because I am a content creator, 99.9% of my time is focused on creating content. So I focus on what I'm going to do on each episode of Saturday Live, what my next fish keeping topic is going to be. So a lot of my time, I'm worried about my own channel, and I usually don't have the time to watch other YouTube channels. But these are some of the YouTube channels that I do watch when I do get free time. Aquarium Daily, which is run by a fish keeper in the United Kingdom. Paul Cafaro, which is an animal and tropical fish keeping YouTube channel. High Time Crime, which is a crime YouTube channel. Ohio Fish Rescue, which is a fish keeping YouTube channel. Your Maker, which is a 911 call YouTube channel with shocking 911 calls. And Garcia Aquatics. Those are all the YouTube channels that I do watch when I happen to have free time. All right, are you ready for today's history lesson? It's time for this Saturday in history. What went down in history today? All right. Well, today is Saturday, July 22nd, 2023. There are 162 days left in the year, and today is the 203rd day of 2023. Today's highlight in history. On July 22nd, 1937, the U.S. Senate rejected President Franklin D. Roosevelt's proposal to add more justices to the Supreme Court. On this date in history, in 1862, President Abraham Lincoln presented to his cabinet a preliminary draft of the Emancipation Proclamation. In 1934, bank robber John Dillinger was shot to death by federal agents outside Chicago's Biograph Theater, where he had just seen the Clark Gable movie, Manhattan Melodrama. In 1942, the Nazis began transporting Jews from the Warsaw Ghetto to the Treblinka concentration camp. Gasoline rationing involved the use of coupons, began along the Atlantic seaboard. In 1975, the House of Representatives joined the Senate and voted to restore the American citizenship of Confederate General Robert E. Lee. On this day in 1991, police in Milwaukee arrested sick fuck Jeffrey Dahmer, who later confessed to murdering 17 men and boys. Dahmer ended up being beaten to death by a fellow prison inmate. In 2015, a federal grand jury indictment charged Dylan Roof, the young man accused of killing 9 black church members in Charleston, South Carolina, with 33 counts, including hate crimes that made him eligible for the death penalty. Roof would become the first person sentenced to death for a federal hate crime. He is on death row at a federal prison in Indiana. 10 years ago, Frenzied crowds of Roman Catholics in Rio de Janeiro mobbed the car carrying Pope Francis as he returned to his home continent for the first time as pontiff, embarking on a 7-day visit. Also on this day, 10 years ago in 2013, the Duchess of Cambridge, the former Kate Middleton, gave birth to a son, Prince George, who became third in line to the British throne after Prince Charles and Prince William. 2011 National League MVP Ryan Braun was suspended without pay for the rest of the season and the postseason, the start of sanctions involving players repeatedly tied to a Florida clinic accused of distributing performance-enhancing drugs. 5 years ago today, in 2016, a man walking along a Toronto street fired a handgun into restaurants and cafes, killing 2 people and wounding 13 others, authorities said. Fasil Hassan, described as an emotional, disturbed loner, fatally shot himself after the rampage. The 17 people killed when a tourist boat sank in a Missouri lake 3 days later were remembered at a service attended by hundreds in the tourist community of Branson. And just last year in 2022, 1 year ago, Steve Bannon, a longtime ally of former President Donald Trump, was convicted of contempt charges for defying a congressional subpoena from the House committee investigating the January 6th insurrection of the U.S. Capitol. World Wrestling Entertainment owner and chairman Vince McMahon announced his retirement last year on this day amid investigation into alleged misconduct involving the flamboyant businessman and showman who transformed a small wrestling company into a global entertainment business. Mr. McMahon returned to the WWE board 6 months later. And that is today in history. Who is celebrating a birthday today? Well, a legendary actor-comedian is celebrating a birthday today. Actor-comedian David Spade is 59 years old. David Spade played on Tommy Boy, among many other hit classics. Also, he played on I Pronounce You, Chuck and Larry, and other movies. Actor Diana Marie Rivet is 54. Actor Colin Ferguson is fun. Actor-singer Jamie Camille is 50. Singer Rufus Wainwright is 50. Actor Selena Gomez is 31. And Britain's Prince George of Cambridge is only 10 years old today. So anyone that celebrated a birthday this past week, including my mom, I hope you have a happy and safe year and a great birthday. Anyone celebrating a birthday today or tomorrow, happy birthday. And anyone celebrating a birthday next week, happy birthday. That is this Saturday in history. Now, let's learn about horoscope signs for today. And then history lessons are over. It'll be time for some fun stuff. All right, here are the horoscope sign readings for today, Saturday, July 22nd, 2023. Leo. The onset of Leo season is bringing with itself the reminder that it's time to work with manifestation magic. It's time to tap into your highest potential and co-create your best life in association with the divine forces. Given you have all the support you want and need, anything is possible at the moment. There is only so much you can do by yourself, though. Remember to sync forces with your fellow unicorns so you can bring more joy and sweetness into the world. Aries. We get it, Aries. Rules have been put in place for a reason. However, just because they work for others doesn't mean that they will suit your needs as well. This chapter of your life is about honoring your inner rebel. It's about forging your own path and venturing into the unknown with courage and confidence. Your ability to show up as the most authentic version of yourself will unlock the portal of abundance. Taurus. The mind does what the mind does, Taurus. You don't have to fall for its many tricks. Today, you've been guided to face your fears and to slay your inner demons with courage and with confidence. It's time to liberate yourself from the old story and to visualize a brand new reality for yourself. Overhead at the cosmic conference, you deserve the moon and the stars, Taurus. You deserve a love that holds space for you, blossom. Gemini. There are times in our lives when we put in the work, but we do not witness the results real time. If this is true in your case, remember that the law of cause and effect is always at play, that there's no action that goes unnoticed by the mysterious forces above. So instead of looking at work as work, look at it as a meditation. Look at it as a play. Your ability to practice non-attachment at this time will prove to be your greatest flex. And finally, Cancer. There has been times in the past when you've doubted your potential, when you've put others on a pedestal, thus diminishing what you bring to the table. But now is not such a time in your life, Cancer. Leo season sees you moving through life with courage, confidence, and vitality. You know what you're here to do, and your trust in your ability to co-create with the forces. Overheard at the Cosmic Conference, your manifestation game is strong, Cancer. And that is today's horoscope sign readings. Don't forget, you can get your horoscope sign readings every day by using Google and researching horoscope sign readings. All right, now it's time for some fun here on Saturday Live. It's time for a break. It's time for a Kit Kat. Let's go ahead and welcome Sergeant Slaughter to the show, because now it's time for facts with Sergeant Slaughter, and it's time to learn about the Kit Kat chocolate bar. Very delicious.
But like nobody else in the military world today, I have no boundaries. I have integrity, and I'm someone they can look up to and respect. What these maggots need is a leader, and I will be their new leader. And all you maggots out there, listen up.
Hey maggots, it's time for a break. It's time for facts with me, Sergeant Slaughter. Tonight, I'm going to give you facts on one of America's and the world's most popular chocolate bars. The Kit Kat bar. Enjoy this break and enjoy a Kit Kat. Have a break, have a Kit Kat. Okay maggots, listen up. Time for some facts on Kit Kat bars. Kit Kat is a much-loved chocolate bar that has been enjoyed across the world for many years. But where did it come from and why do we rely on it so much? Here are 9 mouth-watering facts about Kit Kats. Kit Kat is 87 years old. Kit Kat was first launched in London on August 29, 1935. That's an old candy bar. It's older than me and American Alex. The first Kit Kat chocolate bar was a 4-finger chocolate wafer bar. The Kit Kat bar has had different names over the years. It hasn't always been called a Kit Kat. When the product was launched it was called Rowntree's Chocolate Crisp, and was renamed to Kit Kat Chocolate Crisp 2 years later. It's uncertain exactly where the name Kit Kat originated, as there are multiple places it may have come from. It has been recorded as being used to describe food snacks since as early as the 18th century, and it is also said that the name comes from a meeting point in London called the Kit Kat Club. It wasn't until 1949 when the words, chocolate crisp, was dropped from the title and it became just Kit Kat. Wartime rations caused the Kit Kat recipe to change. The chocolate-coated wafer bar was launched just before World War II. This meant that during the war some of the ingredients in the bar had to be changed due to rationing. The change of ingredients made the chocolate bar not as tasty, and this was a worry for the company. During this time they even changed their advertising to read, "No more chocolate crisp until after the war," hoping that it would keep people's interest and loyalty. However, once the war was over, it reverted back to its original recipe and packaging. This was a positive time for Kit Kat, as sales dropped dramatically during the wartime. Kit Kat had blue packaging throughout World War II. A shortage of milk during World War II forced Rowntree's to switch from milk chocolate to dark chocolate in its Kit Kat bars. It was during this time that the company changed the wrapper from red to blue and dropped Chocolate Crisp from its title. 1955 marked the first year of advertising the product on television. Television was a new source of advertisement and a very expensive one too. Not everyone could afford to have a television, but as time went on and prices dropped they became more affordable for the working class. This was a great way for Rowntree's to promote the Kit Kat bar to its target audience. In 1957 the slogan, "Have a break, have a Kit Kat," was used alongside their TV commercials to promote the bar as workers' chocolate. The slogan encouraged people to associate the Kit Kat bar with taking a break from work. It was also associated as the perfect snack to go with a tea or coffee when you were on your break. Kit Kat was Rowntree's best-selling product. Kit Kats became Rowntree's best-selling product within 2 years of the launch. In 1988 Rowntree's was taken over by Nestle, who are still the current owners of the Kit Kat product, in most of the world. In the United States, Kit Kat is made by Reese's Candy Company. In other words, in the USA, Hershey's owns the rights to Kit Kat bars. Nestle agreed to keep the ingredients and production of the Kit Kat the same as it was such a popular chocolate bar. Kit Kats had a wafer inside to cut down costs. The idea of the wafer being the filling was to keep the costs of production lower and therefore offer an affordable working man's chocolate bar. If the bar was made from solid chocolate the production costs would have been a lot higher. This is mostly due to the fact that cocoa beans were more expensive than a biscuit wafer. The Kit Kat bar got its start across the pond in 1935. Originally known by Londoners as Rowntree's Chocolate Crisp, the candy was renamed in 1937 to Kit Kat Chocolate Crisp. While Kit Kat bars are a global confection, the Hershey Company has produced the candy in the U.S. since 1970. Today, Kit Kat bars come in a variety of new and seasonal flavors to keep candy fans on their toes. Kit Kat bar flavors in the U.S. include such favorites as milk chocolate, dark chocolate, white cream, mint and dark chocolate, duos, birthday cake, lemon, and apple pie, plus a few more. A Kit Kat bar is made of 3 layers of wafer separated and covered by an outer layer of chocolate. The standard bars consist of 4 pieces, called fingers, and each finger can be snapped from the bar as an individual piece. In 1969, Hershey's became the exclusive maker of Kit Kat in the United States. The Hershey Company has a license to produce Kit Kat bars in the United States which dates from 1970, when Hershey executed a licensing agreement with Rowntree which allowed Hershey to retain the Kit Kat license so long as Hershey was not sold. Nestlé, which has a substantial presence in the U.S., had to honor the licensing agreement when it bought Rowntree in 1988. As Kit Kat is one of Hershey's top 5 brands in the U.S. market, the Kit Kat license was a key factor in Hershey's failed attempt to attract a serious buyer in 2002. Even Nestlé rejected Hershey's asking price. Nestlé's sale of its U.S. confectionery business to Ferrara Candy Company in 2018 did not impact the Kit Kat bar, and thus rights would revert directly to Nestlé and not Ferrara in the event of a sale of Hershey. Alright, maggots. Those are your facts on the Kit Kat bar. Have a break, have a Kit Kat. Enjoy a Kit Kat this weekend. I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Next week, I'll end July with facts on the Milky Way chocolate bar and some facts on what went down in the month of July 2023. Have a great rest of your weekend and enjoy the show. Don't forget to check out American Alex's local page and sign up now.
You maggots are all dismissed.
All right. Thank you there, Sergeant Slaughter, for those amazing facts on Kit Kat bars. I love a good Kit Kat bar. All right. Are you ready for some craziness? Are you ready to see some Karens in action? It's time for Karens of the Week.
It's time for Karens of the Week. What women are going off the hinges this week? Let's find out. What is a Karen? Karen is a slang term used as an antagonistic female character in memes. Karen is generally characterized as an irritating, entitled woman, sometimes as an ex-wife who took custody of the kids. In 2020, the term was broadly applied to a swath of white women who had been filmed harassing people of color, including dialing the emergency services on them for no criminal reason.
So this week I have 5 Karen of the Week videos for you. Here is our first Karen of the Week.
Jonathan, I am not harassing you.
Yes, you are, Miss Hoffman. Yes, you are. You are harassing me.
Okay, we're finished.
You are, Miss Hoffman.
We're finished.
It was a conversation between a former Webbridge Middle School principal, Susan Opferman, and a former janitor, Jonathan Holly.
So, what are your hours?
My hours is from 6:30 to 3 o'clock.
Okay. Why did you leave today at 2:45?
I didn't leave at 2:45.
You did.
I did not leave at 2:45.
We were calling you.
When I left,
What time do you think you left?
When I left, when I was leaving out that door.
What time do you think you left?
When I was leaving out that door, it was 2:52.
What time do you think you left?
52 when I was going out that door.
Because you left early.
I didn't leave early because I was here early.
What time do you work till? What are your hours?
Miss Hoffman,
What
the
time-
fire people that was here this morning was outside. They had to get in the building.
Stop talking. Jonathan, what are your hours? What are your hours? I just want to hear them again. What are they?
I told you my hours already.
Tell me again.
From 6:30 to 3 o'clock.
6:30 to 3 o'clock. Okay, and you left early today.
I didn't leave early.
Did you leave before 3 o'clock?
I left before 3 o'clock.
Okay, why?
For the simple fact I had to come in here this morning because the fire people was out there outside, sitting outside in their cars, and they had to get in the building to do the fire alarm.
Okay.
So I had to come in the building at 6:15. Miss Beckett, both of us came at the same time when I had to let them in.
Who told you to come at 6:15?
It's not.
Who told you to come at 6:15?
It's not that I wanted to come in at 6:15, Miss Hoffman. I was sitting outside, and the fire people was outside waiting in the car to get inside the building.
Then they wait. We are not open until 6:30.
So they wait. They have to wait until 6:30 to get inside the building to do the fire alarms.
If they don't have a key, the building is not open until 6:30. You don't adjust your hours just because you feel like it.
I didn't do it because I felt like it, Miss Hoffman. I was doing it to help the fire people to get inside the building.
Who told you to open the building early? Did your boss, Susan Opferman, tell you to start your hours early today?
I was not supposed to start my hours early today, but like I was telling you, the fire people had to get inside. They were sitting out there for almost an hour.
Who is your boss? Is your boss Susan Offerman or the fire marshal? Who is your boss?
Miss Hoffman used my boss. I never said you was my boss. I explained my hours to you.
6:30 to 3.
Yes.
Okay, and we needed you at 2:45, and we're calling you on the walkie, and I called you on the phone finally because nobody could find you, and the guy said you left early.
No, I did not leave early. I had just left when they said that. I had just left.
Jonathan, if you left before 3 o'clock, you left early. You left before your shift was done.
So let me explain this to you. From yesterday when we had the meeting, I didn't get out of here until 3:15.
Why?
Because you had us in the meeting.
No, I finished on time.
No, it wasn't. When I left out that door,
I finished,
that's the time I left out that door.
Yesterday.
Okay.
I did. I made it a point to finish on time yesterday because I do not want to keep you past your hours.
It was, when I left out the building, Miss Hoffman, it was past 3 o'clock.
I don't know what you were doing between when you left that room at 3 o'clock to when you left this building. But I did not give you permission to leave early today. You left before your shift was over. You left before your shift was completed. Your shift finishes at 3 o'clock. And you left before 3 o'clock without permission. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Okay. I have to call HR. I just want you to know that.
Wow, that was a crazy Karen. All right, let's move on to our next crazy Karen for this week's episode, shall we?
Hey, what are you doing? Oh my God, Mr. Jones, you just ripped my shirt.
Well, I told you to stop, but I needed to check your backpack, so it is your fault.
I'm reporting this to the principal.
Yeah, and what are you gonna tell her?
The truth about you falsely accusing me and my sister for stealing your phone and also ripping my shirt?
Go ahead. It's your word against mine. Who do you think she's gonna believe? There are no witnesses around.
Actually, there is one witness. Hello, Mrs. Jones.
Principal Adams, what are you doing here?
I just happened to be walking by and I noticed all the commotion. And I started listening on a very interesting conversation you were having with our students here.
Well, yeah, I mean, I lost my phone earlier, and so I asked George and his sister to help me find it.
Well, that's a very interesting take on it. What I witnessed is that you were accusing them of stealing your phone. And then you ripped his shirt as he was trying to walk away from you?
Well, I don't.
Tell me something, Mrs. Jones. Could this be your phone?
Yes. Where did you find it?
It was in the back of your car underneath it.
Oh, thank you, Principal Adam.
Wow, that was a crazy Karen too. Well, check out this crazy Karen who tries to get a young boy in trouble for selling lemonade. How stupid and crazy is that? Check it out.
What? That's not mine. See, officer? He's a crack-dealing little boy that needs to go to prison. Maybe he'll finally see his father again.
Come and get it. Get your fresh lemonade. Fresh squeezed lemonade. Cheaper than gas prices. 50% off. Get your lemonade.
Hey, how's it going? How much for a glass of lemonade?
$5, sir.
$5? What the heck? Why is it so expensive?
Well, 10 cents for the lemons, another 10 cents for the sugar.
And where's the rest of the $4.80?
Supporting small business.
Clever. All right, screw it. You know what? I'll take 2 glasses. So what's the money for?
I'm trying to raise money to buy a new soccer uniform for my soccer team.
You play soccer? I used to love to play soccer when I was your age. Man, how much are you trying to raise?
With the uniform and cleats, about $200.
Excuse me.
Hello, ma'am. Would you like some lemonade?
Don't ma'am me. Where's the permit for this lemonade stand?
What's a permit?
You're an uneducated little boy, so let me educate you. A permit is a mandate given by the health department that specifies that all these ingredients have been specially prepared and are up to regulation.
I don't know what that means.
It means we need to know that it's not laced with crack.
Hey, lady, it's not laced with crack, okay? He's just raising money for his soccer team. Leave the kid alone.
He needs a permit. Why are you trying to make him the exception? He should just be like everybody else. What is it, because he's black?
No, we're making exceptions for him because he's a kid.
I can't believe you're doing this. He's breaking the law. I'm calling the police.
Go ahead. I'm sure they have more important things to do than arrest a kid selling lemonade. Jesus, you act like he's out here selling drugs or something. Leave the kid alone.
You're right. You're right. Maybe I was just being a little overzealous. Maybe I just need some lemonade myself. How much?
$5.
Hey, Marcus. Good luck, all right? See you around.
One glass, please. I forgot. I hate lemonade. Stop breaking the law. You need a permit. I always win.
Hey, that's mine!
Marcus was absolutely devastated. How could this lady do such a thing? He's a good kid with a good heart, and she had absolutely no reason to do what she did. With all the lemonade contaminated, Marcus had no other option but to close his shop for the day. He went home and cried. But the next morning, he decided he wasn't going to let some crazy woman ruin his dreams of becoming a professional soccer player. Marcus gathered himself back together and set up shop the very next day. Hey, Marcus, I see you're back.
I see you're back too.
Yeah, I run this route every morning. So how'd you make out yesterday? You make a lot of money?
Not really.
What do you mean not really? You're doing so well when I left.
Well, I was, but that lady took all my money.
That lady? What lady?
That lady from yesterday.
Are you talking about that lady? Wait, what? What do you mean she took all your money? Why didn't you tell anyone?
She said if I said anything, she'd call the cops on me.
And I'll do it again if you don't leave. I tried to be nice. I tried to be civil. But you people just don't learn.
Hey, lady. Why don't you get out of here before I have my sister come down here and break your face? She's a professional boxer, and I'm sure she'd love to get some rounds in with you.
I'm calling the cops!
Yeah, good luck with that one. Hey, you all right?
Hello? Dispatch? I'd like to report a crime. There's a boy selling lemonade illegally at the park. What do you mean it's not serious? But he doesn't have a permit. So you're not gonna send someone? Did I mention he's selling drugs? Hey. Hey, you. Hey, I want what you're selling.
Hey, don't listen to that lady. She's a lunatic. You understand that, right? For every one bad person that's out there, there's thousands of us good ones. So don't let your mind focus on that one negative experience. Instead, focus on the thousands of positive ones. If all you do is focus on the negative, you'll end up just like her. She's consumed by negativity. That's why she's so angry.
There he is, officer. There's the boy selling crack and his Mexican accomplice.
All right, relax, lady, okay? Stay back here. I'm gonna go talk with him.
Hurry, arrest him!
How's it going? Are you the guardian of this child?
No, sir. I'm just a paying customer of young Marcus here.
We received a disturbance call that somebody is selling crack out of a lemonade stand at the park.
Does it look like he's selling crack?
No, it does not. But regardless of how ridiculous it is, I still have a job to do. And besides, it seems like we got a real Karen on our hands here, and she'll probably report me if I don't at least look like I'm doing something. So, do you mind if I ask you some questions, Marcus?
Sure, officer.
Okay. So you're raising money for something?
Yeah, I'm trying to raise money to buy a new soccer uniform for my team.
You play soccer?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really great. And who's your favorite soccer player?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, all right. Well, I think I asked all my questions, so thanks.
Officer, why aren't you arresting him? He's obviously a criminal.
I did my investigation, and there's nothing on him, all right? He's clean.
You checked his pockets. What about his backpack? See for yourself.
Listen, lady,
What? I'm serious.
Marcus, you don't have to say yes, but if you let me search your bag, we can shut this lady up, and we can all be on our way. Is that all right?
Yep. Go ahead.
What the?
What? That's not mine. See, officer? He's a crack-dealing little boy that needs to go to prison. Maybe he'll finally see his father again, and you can go ahead and take his Mexican uncle with him.
Is this your backpack?
It is, but that's not mine. Someone must have put it there.
Well, who on earth would put it in there? It's your backpack.
She put it in there, officer. I have it all on tape. Don't you dare deny it. She stole it off me when I was sleeping under that tree over there. I followed her back and saw her plant it right in his backpack. I have it all right here.
So let me get this straight. You stole illegal narcotics, put them in a miner's backpack, and then tried to frame a child for selling drugs. Is that right? That's it. I've heard enough. You're under arrest.
No, I'm innocent. I'm innocent. He didn't have a permit. I'm just trying to take care of the neighborhood. I'm late.
Hey, Karen, you didn't win this time.
I hope you guys enjoyed today's life lesson with Luis. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel so you get...
All right, moving along to our next Karen video.
So why do you park in a handicapped spot? No, why do you do it? I have 4 heart blockages. I have fibromyalgia, sarcoidosis, and I need to park in a handicapped spot. Why are you breaking the law? I hope they come. I'm going to stop you from going until they come. No. No. You don't park in a handicapped spot. You don't do that to people. No, you know what? You don't do that. You don't do that. You know what? You don't do that. You don't do that. Never did you do that. He parked in a handicapped spot and he's not handicapped. You ran over my foot. Oh, you ran over my foot.
Wow, what a wacko. Well, here's our final Karen of the week for this week.
No, stay there. So you spit my food, right? You gonna say that on camera? Tell me you spit my food on camera. Tell me you spit my food on camera.
I did. I spit it on Walker Jr.
Come on, let's go to the police station.
That's funny. All right, so those are all the Karens of this week. All right, now it's time to welcome the one and the only Chef Alex Cardinale to the show. And Chef Alex is going to show you how to make chocolate chip cookies, as well as discuss the history of chocolate chip cookies and give out his recipe for chocolate chip cookies. So, Chef Alex, come take over the show. All right, Chef Alex here, and it's time to learn about chocolate chip cookies. So let's start by discussing a brief history of chocolate chip cookies. Believe it or not, everyone's favorite chocolate chip cookie is now over 80 years old. The original recipe was created in the late 1930s by Rafe Wakefield, who famously ran the Toll House restaurant in Windham, Massachusetts. The delicious mix of crispy cookie and melted chocolate chunks first appeared in her 1938 cookbook, Tried and True, and was intended to accompany ice cream. The recipe became so popular that it showed up on Betty Crocker's influential radio program, further cementing its reputation as America's go-to cookie. In 1939, Wakefield sold the rights to use her recipe and the Toll House name to Nestle. And that is the history on chocolate chip cookies. Now, chocolate chip cookies are very simple to make and they're very delicious. Here is my chocolate chip cookie recipe. 1 cup of butter softened, 1 cup of white sugar, 1 cup of packed brown sugar, 2 eggs, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, a teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of hot water, a half teaspoon of salt, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and some semi-sweet mini chocolate chips. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Beat the butter, white sugar, and brown sugar with an electric mixer in a large bowl until smooth. Beat in eggs one at a time and add vanilla. Dissolve baking soda in hot water. Add to dough along with salt. Add your dry ingredients. Add your chocolate chips and line your baking sheets with parchment paper. Scoop with a cookie scoop and bake for 10 minutes in the oven. Make sure they're about 1 inch or 2 apart because these cookies do spread. Now, let me take you to Chef Alex making chocolate chip cookies. Now, do be aware that this video was taken a couple of years ago, right around Christmas time, but it's a 4K video of me making chocolate chip cookies. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, those look really delicious. They really do. Now I'm craving a homemade chocolate chip cookie. So maybe tomorrow I'll have to make some. All right, I'm really excited for this week's guest. This week I have the opportunity to interview a fish keeper and the author of Fish Keeping for Kids, Brian Conway. Relax and enjoy a cold one while you listen to Brian Conway talk about his book. It's time for our special guest interview, and I'm really excited for this week's special guest here on Saturday Live. Today, I'm going to be interviewing the author of this amazing book, Fish Keeping for Kids. It was written by a 14-year-old aquarium hobbyist. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 14-year-old author of Fish Keeping for Kids and aquarium hobbyist, Brian Conway, to the show. Brian, how are you doing today, sir?
Good. You?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for agreeing to be on the show again.
Yes, I'm happy to be here. It's always a pleasure to be on the show.
Thank you so much. I'm a perfectionist, so I figured we could do a better interview this time.
Hopefully, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your book. What made you want to write a fish keeping book?
So when I was 10, I first started out at a Petco during Christmas season, and I bought myself a fresh new 10-gallon tank. And I wanted to buy all the fish I could pick out from the pet store and stuff the tank full of them. And Mom wanted me to do some more research before I got the tank. And it took me a year, but I did eventually get that first fish tank set up. But one of the things I found was that there was almost a lack of information for my age group. Like, you had books for the really small kids, like 8 and under, and you had books for adults, but there was a very niche market for my age group at the time, which was 10. And that's what Fish Keeping for Kids is. It's a good guidebook for children around that age and anybody to get started with fish keeping. And it was also a good project to help develop my fish keeping journey further than what it was.
It's a great book. I definitely agree with you that it's for everyone of all ages, kids, teenagers, and adults. There's a lot of great information in there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what was your favorite part about writing the book?
My favorite part was when I was first writing the rough draft. So it was originally for a homeschool project. I was writing the book in place of English curriculum for a year. And so one of the things I had to do with it being an English project was I had to do a rough draft, and creating the rough draft and finding out all the info I needed to make it, researching it. I had a lot of fun doing that.
That's awesome. So how has the fish keeping community responded to your book?
Really well. All the fish shops I've reached out to so far have been interested in it. All the people on forums and podcasts have been very welcoming to me. I've been pretty happy with the reception.
That's good. That's what I love about the aquarium hobby. A lot of people are very receptive and supportive of each other, like with podcasts and books and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went to a fish tank auction a few weeks ago, a local one from the International Betas Association. It was a very welcoming community there.
That's awesome. So how many books have you sold, if you had to guess?
500 maybe.
Wow, that's great. And you're going to sell a lot more too.
Yes, hopefully that's the goal now that we're in the middle of summer, that I can have more time to start really selling it.
That's cool. So what's your favorite chapter in the book?
I think probably it's a bit of a longer chapter, but I wrote one in there on freshwater fish, and I learned a lot about fish. Like, I started a bucket list just writing that chapter of all the fish I was writing about that I wanted to have eventually. That one was very fun to write, and I think it's a good part of the book.
That's awesome. So what are you keeping for fish currently?
Yeah, so not a lot has changed since last time. I still have my 2 axolotls. I got a few super red plecos for that big tank back there at the auction I went to, and I got a colony of neocardineas. You can't see them in there, but I got the blue dream shrimp. I'm actually, last night I saw I have a first berry shrimp, so hopefully colony on the way.
That's awesome. So do you have another book in the making?
Yes, I do. Fish Keeping for Kids on a Budget. And then we've been talking about doing a Fish Keeping for Everyone. Not that name, but something like that, since everybody's been saying it's a great book for everyone, not just kids.
That's cool. So what are your fish keeping plans for next year?
Next year, probably I want to get my shrimp colony established. I think I might want to convert that big tank back there into a Wallstad method. I don't know if I pronounced that right. And no big plans, really. Just those are the main things.
That's cool. So who helped you write your book?
So my teacher, Kimberly Otwell, she was very helpful with the rough draft, getting that ready to go to the publisher. And then my mom is co-owner of a publishing company. So she's written a few books of her own. So she has been very helpful with getting this. And then my editor and my website guy and my marketing guy, they've all been helpful because I couldn't have done any of this on my own.
That's cool. I'm thinking about writing a fish keeping book on piranhas. That would be cool.
Really? I'd read it.
Yeah, I'm just not sure how to do it.
I had nothing to do it but to do it.
That's true. Do you have any pointers to anyone that might want to write a book?
Actually, me and Mom are doing a workshop at the local library. We might bring it online, but really the biggest thing is make sure you're doing it. It's a bit more boring doing a rough outline first, but it makes it way easier to write the actual book because you have your outline. You go through and you make all the chapters and all the things you want to talk about. And then when it's coming to writing, you don't get stuck on ideas because you have your entire outline there. And all you're doing is filling in the information. Especially like someone's experience with you as piranhas, that'd be pretty easy. It's just filling in what you know and have learned.
That's true. Yeah, I think I could do it. I'm just a little bit intimidated because I don't know if anyone would buy it.
Well, I think you could definitely sell it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So what are some of your favorite fish?
I really enjoyed keeping my rope fish. That's another new fish I got for that tank. He's a little shy, but, it's the rope fish. They're not the most social of creatures with people, that is.
They're cool.
Yeah, and then the shrimp, they're not technically fish, but they're really cool to watch, the way they shuffle around.
Yeah, the shrimp have become really popular in the freshwater hobby over the last couple of years.
Yeah, they really have. That's something I noticed. When I first started out, you'd be hard-pressed to find, well, not hard-pressed, but it'd be a bit of a struggle finding cherry shrimp somewhere local. And these days, you can get any kind of shrimp you could dream of online, and even the local fish shops often carry a lot more varieties.
My Petco is carrying shrimp now, which is crazy.
Really?
Yeah, they have a whole section dedicated to shrimp now.
Man, that's crazy.
That's how popular it's taken over the hobby.
Mm-hmm. Well, but of all the things that could have started to take over, I don't think shrimp are a bad one. Easy to get started with.
That's true.
Really
That's
cute.
true, definitely. As long as it's not monster fish.
Yeah.
Do you like monster fish?
I've never really kept a monster fish. The closest thing to a monster fish I've ever had was my axolotls or the rope fish. I might try them out one day, though.
Yeah, axolotls are really cool. I'm thinking about getting some in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that might be a little tough, though, in that Florida heat.
I know. I'm limited to how many tanks I can have, too.
Yeah.
So I can't really try everything that I want to. Well, I want to thank you so much for being a guest tonight. You had a great time.
Yeah, me too.
So where can people find your book?
So on Amazon, on Barnes & Noble, this is actually not probably part of the podcast that you were scheduled, but this August I'm having a book signing at my local Barnes & Noble. The owner's doing a local author section, and they invited me to do a podcast or a book signing there. So I'm pretty excited for that.
That's awesome. And also you have fishkeepingforkids.com too, right?
Yes, and my publisher, Vital Health Publishing, also has the book. And then whenever I do book signings or in person, I sell them at a discount too.
Perfect. So I definitely recommend all of our listeners to check out the website and definitely purchase this book. It's a great book. I've read the full thing and I love it. It's an amazing book. You did a great job.
I'm glad to hear that.
No problem. I can't wait to read your next one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great night. Thank you so much for being an amazing guest.
Thank you.
It's always an honor and a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you. Feel the same way about you. It's a great show. I watch it every Saturday.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
It's really one of my favorites to host.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian Conway, for being an amazing guest tonight. Your book is amazing, and I recommend all of our audience members, our viewers, to check out fishkeepingforkids.com. Get yourself a copy and maybe even enter the aquarium. What a great guest that was. One of my favorite guests that I've had on Saturday Live. All right, so at the beginning of today's show, I had 3 questions that I am asking you. So let's go ahead and re-ask those questions because later on in the show, in a few minutes here, probably about 10 minutes or so, we're going to answer these questions together. So if you're tuned in now, post your answers in the comments or chat. Or if you're watching the replay of today's show, still post your answers in the comments.
Welcome to Saturday Live. You are encouraged to be part of the show. You can be part of the show by posting questions in the comments or in the chat if you are watching live. Post any questions you want. If you need help cooking dinner this weekend, Chef Alex will answer your cooking questions. You can also be part of the show by answering American Alex questions. Simply post your answers in the comments and we will go over your answer later in the show. Here are the questions. 1. Do you prefer shopping online or shopping in person anyway? Q2. What is your favorite thing about YouTube? Q3. What is the best video you've seen on YouTube and the worst? Enjoy the show and be sure to post answers in comments.
All right, so later on in the show, we're going to go over answers to those questions. But right now, it's time to welcome Aqua Alex to the show. And Aqua Alex is going to talk about this weekend's fish of the weekend, which is the Motoro Stingray, a fish that is a dream fish of mine.
One fish, 1 week, in a world filled with thousands of different fish species. Which fish makes the cut? It's Fish of the Week.
All right, so as this weekend's fish of the weekend is actually a freshwater stingray. And I did an episode on freshwater stingrays as a whole. But today we're talking about the Motoro stingray. The Motoro stingray is a species of freshwater stingray in the family Potomotrogonidae. It was the first species to be described in the family and is also the most widespread, ranging throughout much of the Rio de la Plata, Amazon, and Orinoco basins in tropical and subtropical South America. Motoro stingrays can grow up to 1.6 feet in disc width, and they can get up to 3.3 feet in total length and weigh up to 77 pounds. Wow. Its disc is roughly circular in shape, and its eyes are raised from the dorsal surface. The dorsal coloration is typically beige or brown with numerous yellow-orange spots with dark rings. Its exact color and the arrangement and size of the spots can vary significantly, both from individual to individual and depending on location. So, the freshwater stingray is a omnivore, so they will eat tilapia, shrimp, and a lot of meaty foods, including earthworms. Tank mates for freshwater stingrays can be larger tetras like silver dollars, flagtail procholotus, leporhinus. They could also be cichlids like Oscars, chocolate cichlids, severums, walrus, and other fish that are too large to be eaten like datnoids and pacus. I'm sure on a future episode of Aquatic Wetline, I will talk in length about Motoro stingrays. But for now, here is a picture of a Motoro stingray. All right, so as you can see, the Motoro stingray is a very beautiful fish. All right, now it's time for some fun to end the show. Right now it's time for Trolling with Alex Cardinale. So I have 3 videos that I found on social media and a picture for this week's episode, for this week's segment of trolling. Let's check it out.
Little Caesars took too fucking long to make my pizza, so I shot up the workers. My name is Todd Cumcock and I have a passion for eating. I often love eating pizza, especially from Little Caesars. One day, I decided to take my lunch out at Little Caesars. I had placed an order for 7 boxes of pizzas 30 minutes prior to arriving. When I arrived, I was greeted with my 6 boxes of pizza. The workers told me I would have to wait 5 minutes for the last box. I then sat down and waited 5 minutes. When the 5 minutes was up, there was no pizza ready. I continued to sit there for another 10 minutes. Still, there was no pizza, and the employees said to wait another 5 minutes. They made me walk out in anger with only 6 boxes. I put the 6 pizzas in my car. Then I opened my trunk and picked up my AK-47. I ran back inside and I start rapid firing on their asses. They immediately fell to the ground, and one by one they were annihilated. I made sure I got rid of them for offering bad customer service. I went home with only 6 boxes of pizzas, which pissed me off. My name is Todd Cumcock and I shot up Little Caesars. Do you think what I did was right? Please let me know in the comments below.
Holy fuck, that fat ass killed people over pizza. Let's check out our next scrolling video.
My name's Jeremiah Jones, and I'm proud to be a midget. The only thing more intense than my midget pride is my hate for tall people, or as we like to call them, biggers. Small power! Small power! Small power!
I have to say, I was a little offended by that.
It's been a year, Daddy. I really miss you. Mommy says you went to the store to get milk. Anyways, I'm failing all my classes, and Mommy hits me very frequently, and she changed my name to Tickle Tipson. Anyways, Daddy, I forgive you for abusing me. It's been 2 years, Daddy. I still really miss you. Mommy says you're not at the store anymore, and that you're 6 feet under, whatever that means. Please come home. Mommy got a new boyfriend, and I hide underneath the bed whenever they make loud noises in the bedroom, because it scares me when Mommy screams like that. Daddy, please save me. I can't take this much longer. Well, I gotta go. Mommy's new boyfriend said it's time for secret tickle time. Bye, Daddy. It's been 20 years, Daddy. I really hate you. Mommy told me the truth before she died. I know you left us. I killed Mommy and her new boyfriend, and I've taken over the world. But don't worry. I know where you are, and I'm gonna hunt you down and kill you. You better watch your back.
Wow, that was a crazy one. Well, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, on the screen is my aunt. Yes, that's right. That image is of my aunt. Her name is Cheryl Cardinale, and she is a Barbie doll. Look at that. Too bad it looks like her face was burnt, because she is an awful person. She's the Jarby. All right. Well, that is this week's Trolling with Alex Cardinale. We'll see who gets trolled next Saturday here on Saturday Live. All right, so let's go ahead and answer those questions that I asked you earlier on in the show. I'm still laughing at that image. That's funny. All right. So, do you prefer shopping online or shopping in person, and why? It depends on what I'm buying. If I'm buying clothes, then definitely I like to shop in person. If I'm buying appliances like a computer or a TV, it's best to shop in person, but if I'm going to get a discount, I'll shop online. And for tropical fish, if it's for a common fish that I can get in my area, I won't shop online because I don't want to pay unnecessary shipping. But if it's for a fish that's extremely rare in my area or hard to get in my area, then I have no choice but to shop online. What is my favorite thing about YouTube? Well, I like being a content creator here on YouTube, but my favorite thing about YouTube is interacting on YouTube, whether it's a fellow content creator or a subscriber or someone that is new to YouTube. I love contacting and connecting with these people, and I love watching YouTube videos. What is the best video I've seen and the worst? I have to really think about that. Well, for some of the best videos, I'll have to say they were fish keeping videos. And some of the worst videos I've seen here on YouTube that made me cringe were adults that were kind of flirting with younger people, childs. And then there, of course, is the clickbaity titles that are some of the worst videos as well. So you can answer the questions anytime in the comments. All right, and those are the answers to this week's questions. All right, what a great show we've had so far. It's almost time for the conclusion, and it's almost time for our main event. Let's recap the major announcement that I made earlier tonight. American Alex Cardinale is now on the Locals app. And the Locals app is an app that features live streaming with chat, community feed, and post, and content libraries for video and audio. The Locals app is an all-in-one solution to interact with the content you love while also supporting the independence of the communities and creators you care about. So, in other words, it's a paywall approach that provides several benefits for both creators and consumers. So on the Locals app, on my page on the Locals app, you will see content that I won't post here on YouTube. You will see content like fish store tours, cooking and baking videos, cooking Q&A, and once a week live streams that are exclusive to Locals, and they will not be on my YouTube channel. So in order to get all that, you have to subscribe to my Locals page, and subscriptions start at $15 per month. And for $15 a month, you'll be able to write posts, you'll be able to view and post comments, you'll have access to all my content, my exclusive content, live chats, and my content library. So that's $15 for a regular monthly renewal subscription. And for $20, you get all what I just mentioned, plus the ability to direct message me or appear as a guest on my YouTube channel or host your own show. Also, I am doing a 1 month free trial for the first 5 people, and I will talk about that next week. If Local sounds like too much for you, then you can support me at buymeacoffee.com/American Alex Cardinale. That was the big news that I had for you, and I was very excited to share that with all of you. Tonight has been a great show. I have enjoyed tonight's episode of Saturday Live. Next week, can you believe, will be the final Saturday in July? It'll be the final Saturday Live of July. Next Saturday, July 29th, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. I, American Alex Cardinale, will do a complete recap and review of July 2023. Sergeant Slaughter has facts on the Milky Way candy bar, and he's also going to review the month of July. Chef Alex will get in the kitchen and make his homemade delicious pasta and eggs dish. My featured fish of the weekend next weekend is the Walrus cichlid. Keeping It Real will be on next week's show. Bowling with Alex Cardinale will be back. And I'll discuss why 2023 has been horrible and how I hope I can change it moving forward and more. That's live next Saturday, July 29th, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on my YouTube channel, American Alex Cardinale. Well, now it's time for our main event, 7 funny videos.
Fucking accuser! Accuser of the fucking brethren, you motherfucker! You can lock me up in a fucking prison! Life without fucking parole! And I'll be better off! Fucking accuser! Accuser!
All right, I hope you're ready for some laughs.
What's the name for the order?
It's Alec Big Cock.
Yeah, okay. I'll just call you once it's ready. Order for I like big cock?
I'm sure you do.
I got chased by a homeless man and he kissed me on the mouth. My name is Jack Hoff. It was just a regular day and I decided to head out to the store for a cucumber. As I approached, I noticed a filthy homeless man sitting outside begging for spare change. I tried not to make eye contact as I passed, but it was no use. He reached his arm out and tried to grab my ankle for whatever demented reason, so I began to sprint. Holy shit, he's chasing me, I realized. I ran past storefronts screaming for help until I slipped down an alleyway. I was sure I had escaped a gruesome end. Oh, bloody Christ. It was a dead end. I was cornered. He walked slowly towards me and I thought it was the end of my poor bottom. I accepted my fate. But to my shock, he slowly brought his face to mine and planted a gentle kiss on my lips. For some peculiar reason, I sort of enjoyed it and felt slight movement in my pants. I ran home and locked myself in my room and vowed to never tell anyone about this experience. So count yourself lucky you heard about how.
Well, to be quite honest with you, this next video, I was very shocked to see it because it kind of looks like me, except I'm not this huge. Check it out.
My fat ass cussed the McDonald's manger out. What's up, y'all? It's Nathan, the fat ass. On July 3rd, 2023, I had a strong yearning for a double cheeseburger from McDonald's in the city of Fairville. With extra pickles, onions, and secret sauce, I placed my customary order. But there was only one patty and one slice of cheese when I opened the burger. I was so frustrated that I asked to speak with the manager. Once the manager, Sarah, profusely apologized and extended a coupon for a complimentary supper, I decided to cuss her out. She decided to make a brand new double cheeseburger especially for me, making sure it was delicious. My rage subsided as I enjoyed every bite. Even at McDonald's, I came to the realization that mistakes happen, but what really counts is how hard you work to put things right. I learned to have patience after that and to embrace life's flaws. Every time I went back to McDonald's, I smiled as I left, appreciative of the lesson to find happiness in the little things.
Wow, that video does kind of look like me. Hope no motherfucker made that for me. Well, here's our next funny video.
Stop it. Jack, stop. I'll get you milk when you get home.
Milk from Charlie.
Leave your brother alone. You can't milk your brother.
Nobody wants you in this town. Nobody wants you around, period. Come on, man. Oh. Look at him, fellas. You crying, boy? You crying, boy? Maybe we'll go back down to McDonald's and get you a Whamburger, some French fries. How about a Weineken? You little sissy boy!
That's funny.
One red diner is still not enjoying her appetizer.
It's the same goddamn thing. You played it, the same thing. Oh gosh, I am so going back there.
One beef salad entree, one bass, one New York steak.
Yes, chef.
Yes, madam.
Totally flat, no flavor. Hot.
Okay, thank you. Hey, get the veal on, please, yes? Let's go.
Chef!
Right, don't whistle at me. I'm not your fucking dog, yeah? You look more like a dog than I do. Fuck off, will you? Fresh beef carpaccio now, yes? Woo, I'm gonna get whistled at. Come here, boy. Sit down.
Thank you. You told me to fuck off.
Did you hear her whistling at me, that lady? Give that to the dog, yes? Put a lead on it in case she runs off with the fuck.
Gordon Ramsay's funny as hell. Yes, chef. Yes, madam. Madam, if you don't know what that means, madam means whore.
He's bouncing off my booty cheeks. I love the way he rides. I can hardly breathe when he's pumping deep inside. I kiss him on his neck and then he kisses on my pussy. Call him daddy while I holler, man, that boy's so damn good looking.
Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Saturday Live. Thank you to Brian Conway, our special guest this evening. He is the author of Fish Keeping for Kids. So thank you, Brian, for being an amazing guest tonight. I want to thank you all for watching this episode of Saturday Live. And if you enjoyed this episode of Saturday Live, be sure to hit the like button. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you next Saturday for the final Saturday Live of July. Good night, everybody. Hey, everyone. It's your host, American Alex Cardinale, a.k.a. legendary Alex Cardinale, a.k.a. Aqua Alex, a.k.a. Chef Alex, a.k.a. the best fucking night of my life, and wherever it takes me, I'm down for the ride, baby, don't you know I'm good, so many personas, all one person. This year, I will be turning 30 years old. I can't wait to open a whole new chapter of my life, as I will have now been alive for 3 decades. My 20s will go down in history as being the time I created my podcast and my YouTube channel. I can't wait to see how successful my YouTube channel becomes over the next 10 years. I look forward to seeing what will happen in my 30s. Maybe I'll have a great career or my own business. You never know. Anyway, I'm inviting you, yes you, to be part of my 30th birthday. Live Tuesday, August 15th, 2023. I'll be hosting my 30th birthday celebration on my YouTube channel, and I would love for you to be part of it. Live Tuesday, August 15th, 2023 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. I'll be hosting my birthday celebration. It's going to be a fun show. There will be appearances from Aqua Alex and Chef Alex. Aqua Alex will be getting new fish for this birthday. It's a species of fish I've never kept before, and I'm excited to unbox them and show them to you. I wonder what species Chef Alex will, for the first time ever, be doing restaurant reviews, and maybe, just maybe, will make his favorite cake or dessert. On top of that, I'll sing my favorite song. I'll also recap my 20s, discuss what I look forward to in my 30s, and plenty more. There will be plenty of surprises, including possibly a trip to a casino or something like that. It all goes down live on my birthday, live Tuesday, August 15th, 2023, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on my YouTube channel, American Alex Cardinale. See you then.
Over that's all, folks.